Thank you and welcome to the show this morning. The topic this morning is the Oasis Center of Nashville, Tennessee, and we're fortunate to have with us to talk about the Oasis Center of Nashville, Tennessee, Mr. RJohnson and Ms. CWindham, both members of the Oasis staff who will give us some information in reference to the Oasis Center. But before we get started with that, Mr. Johnson, let's have you and Ms. Windham to give us some information about your background, your education, and some of the things that were important in terms of bringing you to us this morning. And then after that, we should be through the first segment of 6 minutes, and then we'll come back with an 8-minute segment, and then we'll give you an opportunity to talk about the center and some of the opportunities and some of the other things that are associated with this. Let's start with you.
Thank you. First, I'd like to say thank you for having us here, and I'm happy to be a part of sharing what we do. But I would like to just say my life first. I'm a young man from Memphis, Tennessee, the fifth of 10 boys. I was an athlete, and so growing up in North Memphis was a tough place to grow up. But being an athlete was my outlet, and I received a scholarship to play football at Tennessee State University, and I played football there for 5 years. After finishing football, I had 2 shots with the Atlanta Falcons, and came back here and started to working with young people, and it's something that I love to do because it's just who I am, and who I am is what I do, and I'm grateful for that.
Very good. And what about you, Ms. Windham?
Well, I've been with the Oasis Center about 5 years. Before that, I was in the private sector in marketing. I love marketing. I love understanding what makes people respond and react. Oasis was a good fit for me because I'm basically a product of Oasis. I found them when my son was a teenager and I needed some help being a better mom. So I feel like my life experience and my skill set has been a good fit at Oasis because I can speak very passionately about the work that we do there. So my job there is to tell the stories in a way that encourages people to either pick up the phone and call us if they need us or help us out with a gift or something.
Let's start off, Mr. Johnson, by simply having you to give us some information in reference to the Oasis Center itself. You see, in other words, what is the center all about, and what are some of the things that you attempt to do, and how successful you believe that you are in doing so? And then Ms. Windham will also give us some additional information in reference to that, and we'll be able to sort of build around that for about this 8-minute segment.
Okay, well, first, one of the things that I do, I run a program at the Oasis Center which is entitled the REAL program, which stands for Reaching Excellence as Leaders. We are an alternative to detention. We are basically one of the only alternative that our juvenile court system refer young people that are there before their courts. Instead of some of them possibly getting detention or what have you, they refer them to us, or they may be on probation, they refer them to us. And our job is to try and redirect and try and re-inform them of some of the things that they're doing and how to change some of those things. We are more tool gatherers and or tool givers for those young people that come to see us.
And of course, Ms. Windham, you've been involved with the Oasis Center for quite a while, even though you've only worked there for the last 5 years. What made you first become involved with the center?
Well, quite honestly, I was just very passionate about the work they did in the city, and I'd gotten to a place in my career, had been laid off from a job during the recession, and took some time to really think about what I wanted to do. Having a child that was now grown, adult, I didn't have some of the responsibilities that a mother has full-time, so I was able to pick and choose really where I wanted to spend my professional time. I had done a lot of volunteer work with the Oasis Center, I'd already been involved, so finding a place to use my skills was a very natural thing for me, again, because I'm so passionate about helping young people in our city. And even though I'm not a counselor or a social worker, I feel like branding the messaging and providing information that's valuable to Nashville and beyond is vital to not only keeping Oasis healthy in a financial way, but for that work to help young people. And that's really what it's all about, is the young people that we work with.
And so both of you are deeply involved in the activities of the Oasis Center, and that this is the end of the first segment. We're coming to the end of the first segment of this show. And when we come back, we want to talk about some of the programs, I would imagine, dealing with the Oasis Center, and anything that you think might be able to help you in terms of what you do, that is, in terms of your outreach and whatever, and et cetera, and to not only do